on the freeze in federal funding, who advised the president on the legality of telling government agencies that they don't have to spend money that was already appropriated by Congress?
Well, as the OMB memo states, this is certainly within the confines of the law. So White House counsel's office believes that this is within the president's power to do it, and therefore he's doing it.
Okay, so they disagree with lawmakers who say that they don't have the power to freeze this funding.
Again, I would point you to the language in the memo that clearly states this is within the law.
And on what happened on Friday night, the administration fired several inspectors general without giving Congress the 30-day legally required notification that they were being fired. I think only 2 were left at DHS and the DOJ. And then yesterday we saw several prosecutors, I believe 12, fired from the Justice Department who worked on the investigations into the president. As you know, they are career prosecutors, therefore they are afforded civil service protections. How is the administration deciding which laws to follow and which ones to ignore?
So it is the belief of the White House and the White House counsel's office that the president was within his executive authority to do that. He is the executive of the executive branch, and therefore he has the power to fire anyone within the executive branch that he wishes to. There's also a case that went before the Supreme Court in 2020, Scala Law LLC versus the Customs, Bureau Protection. I would advise you to look at that case, and that's the legality that this White House was resting on.
So you're confident that if they bring lawsuits against you, the prosecutors who were fired, that they will succeed?
We will win in court.
And
yes.
Did he personally direct this, given they worked on the documents investigation and the election interference investigation?
This was a memo that went out by the Presidential Personnel Office, and the president is the leader of this White House. So yes.
Come from him.
Yes.
Karoline.
That was beautiful. Did you see that? Did you see how the Trump White House press secretary Karoline Leavitt just handled this smug CNN reporter Kaitlan Collins right there in front of everybody? I think she did an amazing job. She handled the question brilliantly and delivered a intelligent and clear and very relevant response every single time. She's gonna do great as a press secretary. Just look at what Kaitlan Collins is doing right there against Tom Homan. Basically nothing.
What we had heard from immigration advocates is that this is going to provide a chilling effect to parents in the school drop-off line or something of that matter.
It shouldn't be a chilling effect unless their child's a terrorist or a public safety threat. If they are a public safety threat and national security threat, they should be chilled. They should be afraid because we're looking for them.
Well, if their parent is here and they're an undocumented immigrant, I think was more of the argument that they were making.
They're not off the table either. I mean, in the country illegally, they got a problem. I mean, it's not okay. Look, it's not okay to enter this country illegally. It's a crime, and that's the way it's supposed to be. I wouldn't feel comfortable if I'm in Switzerland illegally. So we're going to enforce the laws of this country. So, you know, the schools and the churches and the central location was a policy only for ICE. Only for immigration, right? But national security threats and public safety threats have no safe haven in this country, and we'll go where we got to go.
What we had heard.
We will go where we have to go. No safe haven for illegals, and this man right there, this man Tom Homan, the borders has a job to do, and he will stop at nothing to remove all national security threat and public safety threat from the country, and that's beautiful to see.
You can meet those standards. I mean, aren't you arguing that those people, that if someone who is trans is in the military and they can meet the standards, that they should be able to serve? I don't know that. Why would you be making that decision and not a medical professional or someone who makes those decisions about vision or whatever issues they evaluate before deploying somebody?
I'm saying by definition, if you have transitioned into a different gender, you are not meeting our medical standards.
Right, but that's your opinion.
You're creating. No, it's not an opinion. That is a pretty easy. That's an easy to prove fact. It makes it much harder on our units to deploy. Period. Like full stop.
But then how are there trans people serving in the military right now, sir?
There's a difference between identifying, like again, look, you could, Kaitlan, you could show up to your job the next day and say that your name is now, Ken. That's different. You can identify that way, and that was Trump's old policy, by the way. They would allow you to serve that way, but there's a very big difference between doing that and actually undergoing medical procedures that take you out of service. And yeah, you call it medical leave, but that's some pretty severe medical leave. So why would we allow that? And to say that you're deployable to austere environments, no way. That's just not true.
Okay, but
so
Congressman,
I've never changed my mind on that.
The executive order is banning all trans people, period. It's not making a caveat that you're making there.
I don't think we've seen the text of the order, have we? I don't have the text.
This is how it's been described to us by our sources. Are you telling us that it makes that distinction?
I don't have the text. If you're making me guess on what the text is, I have a feeling it'll look a lot like the last administration. We don't know yet.
Okay, so you're in favor of this, though, regardless.
Yes, yeah. My position on this has always been very clear. So,
Congressman Dan Crenshaw, thank you.
This is how the news makes lies. They tell you they get this information from sources, but they don't cite the sources. They're just making their own political views in front of everybody. They make their own agenda very clear in this video. They are basically telling complete lies. It is all fake news.
Mar-a-Lago has basically been brimming for the last 2 days, I'm told, with two kinds of people. Those angling for a job and those who are trying to influence Trump into hiring their picks. But one person has loomed over all of that. His name is Elon Musk. Multiple sources tell me tonight that Musk has been seen at Mar-a-Lago nearly every single day since Donald Trump won, dining with him on the patio at times. Today, they were seen on the golf course together. Musk has been in the room when world leaders have called Trump. And tonight, we've learned he's also weighing in on staffing decisions, making clear his preference for certain roles even. Publicly tonight, Elon Musk is backing Florida Senator Rick Scott as the next leader of the Republican conference to replace Mitch McConnell. While Musk himself is still not expected to take any kind of formal position inside Trump's administration, given how complicated it would be with his companies, what's becoming clearer tonight is that he doesn't really need to, with one source telling me Elon Musk is having just as much influence from the outside.
Well, I think Elon Musk was the primary donator to Donald Trump's campaign. He donated $270 million to Donald Trump to get him elected, and so he should have a primary role into Trump's administration, I believe. And this is Kaitlan Collins. We all remember how Donald Trump handled her in this town hall back then. It's beautiful. You don't want to miss that one. It's super funny.
So when they went to the Capitol and they were breaking into the Capitol, smashing windows, injuring police officers, why did it take you 3 hours to tell them to go home?
I don't believe it did. Oh, let me pull it out. I have to pull it out. So if you look at on January 5th, the day before, I said, please support our Capitol Police and law enforcement. They are truly on the side of our country. Stay peaceful. Stay peaceful. This was the day before, and this was in the form of Twitter. Now use Truth Social. I think it's far superior, okay? I hope everybody's on Truth. If you look January 6th, this is before 2:30. I am asking for everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful. This is right after, as it was happening. But what happened is they took it down. I don't know why. I think they took it down because it was so good. They didn't like it being up there. I am asking, and we didn't know until I got it back, because now I have 90 million people waiting for me to go back, but I'm on Truth and I'm staying on Truth. Listen, I am asking for everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful. No violation. We want no violation. We want no violence. Remember, we are the party of law and order. Respect the law and our great men and women in blue. Thank you. That was at 2:30. That was very early.
Mr. President, I looked at the same time.
Exactly. I think she did not recover from this interview right there. Everybody remembers her right there from this interview, how Donald Trump basically dismantled her complete lies and how she got completely exposed for her political bias and hypocrisy and liberal agenda. 8.4 million views this video got. So many comments, so many reposts, so many likes. Amazing. And that's where she basically got famous. That's where Donald Trump fact-checked CNN Kaitlan Collins in real time, and she got famous for it. But not in a good way at all. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video with me today. Click right there to watch the next video, and I will see you there. Bye-bye.